Hi everyone, so in today's video I am going to be doing a first impressions and wear test on Milk Makeup's new Blur Liquid Matte Foundation. This retails for $40 for a 1 ounce and I got it in the shade medium light. Overall it comes with 16 shades with warm and neutral variations. So this is the packaging that it came in. This is pretty flimsy. I believe they just did this so that the tube itself doesn't get ruined because it's a tube and not glass. It is a concentrated liquid formula. I think a lot of people don't like tubes because they leak and they create messes, but this one has an airless nozzle. This nozzle is going to prevent the foundation from leaking and also from oxidizing. I'm going to read you guys the claims of the foundation really quickly off of Sephora. So it is full coverage. It's recommended for sensitive, normal combination and oily skin because it does have a matte finish, so not for dry skin people. It's an ultra weightless full coverage foundation with an oil-free, silicone-free formula that lets skin breathe. So it's supposed to be full coverage but also give you a very skin-like finish. It's not supposed to be too matte. Blur Liquid Matte Foundation offers flawless coverage at first swipe, leaving a smooth matte finish that looks and feels as light as air. Like Milk's Blur Stick and Blur Spray, Blur Liquid Matte Foundation instantly minimizes the appearance of pores and imperfections using blurring microspheres, which are tiny powder-filled spheres that diffuse the light to leave a flawless, soft focus effect. It is formulated without parabens, sulfates, and phthalates, and aside from it being oil-free and silicone-free, it's also vegan, gluten-free, and cruelty-free. So I personally have normal to oily skin. I get really oily and really shiny on my forehead throughout the day, so I'm excited during the wear test to see how matte I stay and for how long. I also have really visible pores right around here and they get emphasized whenever I put any product over them. I am going to be putting this on my bare face just on top of moisturizer because I want to see if the blurring microspheres in it are going to blur and minimize the appearance of my pores, or if they're going, I just slapped myself, or if they're going to accentuate them like all the other products that I put on. So I'm just going to put some on my hand. I'm going to be applying and blending it out with a beauty blender, which is so funny because I just posted and filmed my Smashbox fingerprint applicator, you know, the beauty blender Silicone dupe that they just launched. I just filmed it and posted it like a few days ago, and in that video I was like, I don't hate the beauty blender, I'm gonna go right back to it, and here we are. So anyway, I'm gonna put this on. So it's a liquidy formula, but it's not a runny one. It smells like a nice lotion, like a hand cream. Dampen beauty blender, we're just gonna put it on. So I just applied it to this half of my face. So the coverage is pretty full and I used a tiny bit of foundation. A little bit goes a very long way. This is with no foundation. I have little veins down here. On this side, they're completely covered with very little product. My pores are not accentuated. I can see them and it would probably be amazing with a primer beneath it. I think with a primer beneath it, they would be completely invisible. But without the primer, I can see them, but they're not emphasized. They're barely visible. From afar, I can't see them. Magnifyingly up close, like the way that I like to look at myself, I can still see them, but they're not bad. I usually don't like matte foundations. They're very dry and cakey and they emphasize fine lines. They're just not, I don't like them. But this one's not bad. It's skin-like matte, so it's not bad at all. If you have oily skin, but you don't like matte foundations because they look dry and cakey, you might really like this one. I'm gonna do the other half of my face, but I wanna show you guys really quickly just what it looks like. So I just did the other half and a little bit went a long way again. I would say that I think I like the finish because I started off with very little product. I think if you put on too much, it could end up looking cakey. So start off with a little bit and build it up to your liking. But with the amount that I needed to do my whole face, this would last a very long time. So the $40 may not be that bad. So I am going to do the wear test, but let's see what we think so far. How did this get here? Please somebody tell me how that got there. Do you see that? So the coverage is really nice. I had a lot of redness around my nose. All of the redness is gone. I had really minuscule, like baby pimples. They're all concealed. My veins on my face are covered. On my fine lines, it has settled in a little bit, but not the way that normal matte foundations settle in. The way they normally settle in, they'll make you look 10 years older. It's not bad, it's normal. Just you put a product there, it's gonna settle in a tiny bit. I would just tap it out, it's gone, and then just set that area. From a distance, you can't tell that I have foundation on. It looks like I have very even just perfect skin, but it looks natural. Up close, you can still see my skin's texture, but it's like the normal healthy texture, not bad emphasized texture that isn't actually there, that some foundations like to just make appear. And although it's matte, it's not that matte. It's a very healthy, natural looking, skin-like matte. So I'm not going to be setting the foundation because it's a matte finish and I don't want to put powder on top of matte. So I'm going to do the rest of my makeup. I'm going to live my life and I'll be back and I'll let you guys know, you know, what has occurred, what has happened. I'll be back, don't miss me too much. So it's been around 6 hours. It hasn't caked up and it hasn't oxidized either. It's still the same shade. It doesn't feel heavy on my face. It feels lightweight. My forehead is shiny, so it's no longer matte. The rest of my face is still very naturally matte. It didn't dry up. It didn't settle into the fine lines more. From a distance, it looks good. My forehead's just shiny. My pores are still blurred, as much as they can be, you know, it's not magic. I didn't set it and it's still holding up. My skin isn't starting to peek through, which is nice. It looks really nice. I was thinking because it isn't so matte, you can actually mix it with a lotion or an oil and get away with it if you have dry skin. I like that it's matte, but it's not dry matte. It's still a very healthy matte. I like that it blurred my pores. That's my favorite part about it. I think that's it. You wanna see my face? So that's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I truly appreciate it. Please subscribe down below if you have not already. It's very easy to do. I'm sure you know how to do it. Just a little reminder. And I will see you guys in my next one.